First off, in news from around and about. From the south of the country, the Ministry of Mines and Energy confirmed that an earthquake was recorded approximately 10 kilometers southwest of Ice on Thursday. The event was recorded on 2 seismic stations in Namibia and one at Komaggas, which is a South African seismic station. This followed a smaller earthquake that was recorded on Wednesday last week. From Mongwediva, a 52-year-old woman was allegedly robbed of 20,000 Namibian dollars on Saturday. According to Inspector Thomas Ayambo of the Namibian Police Force's Community Air Force Office, the robbery occurred in front of the victim's house in the Better Housing residential area at around 12 p.m. The senior traditional chief of the Ovaherero Traditional Authority at Ochimbingwe, Gottlieb Kahikopo, who died in the Okahanja State Hospital at the age of 80 last week, will be laid to rest in Okahanja at the Ovaherero's Heroes Acre this weekend. Now we move on to our COVID news for today. The Minister of Health and Social Services yesterday announced that Namibia recorded 165 new COVID-19 cases and 5 deaths from 1,418 samples tested. This brings the total number of confirmed cases to 3,142. From 5 deaths recorded, 4 are from the Windhoek and 1 from Grootfontein areas, bringing the total number of deaths to 285 since the onset of the pandemic. The Eronga region recorded the highest number at 47 cases, followed by Oshikoto with 41, Khomas with 23, Kunene recorded 17, while the Ohangwena, Omaheke and Karas regions recorded 9 cases each. The Oshodonjupa region recorded 7 cases. Omusati 6, Hardap recorded 5, Oshana recorded 4, while Kavango East recorded 1 case. The minister also announced that 295 people were hospitalized, of which 31 people were in intensive care units. The Khomas region alone makes up 32% of the hospitalized confirmed cases. All right, Namibia, let's go for a quick ad break and we'll be right back with our video contributions. Rain inflows and dam levels are on everyone's lips. Elizabeth Joseph, our correspondent in Keetmanshoop, says she had an amazing experience at the Neckartal Dam on Sunday when NamWater allowed the first visitors there. She says masses of people flocked to see the dam in its full glory and standing at 87% capacity.
My name is Setson Hamode. I'm a civil engineer by profession. I have been with Salini since 2017. So I was actually responsible for, and I'm still responsible for dam instrumentations, dam safety monitoring instrumentations. Okay, what you can see here, this one is a layout for the dam. Okay, we have the drainage holes. These ones, what you see is drainage holes. And then we have the upper gallery, which is the one on top here, and then we have a lower gallery. That's the one down there. So in each gallery we have sums. This one's a sum, this one's a sum, a sum, and a sum. So as the water pushes from beneath the dam, the pressure is released via this drainage holes. As well as water try to escape from the upstream, it's as well tried through these holes. Then this water, they are collected into the sumps, into the respective sumps, and then they are pumped via the pipes to the downstream.
Sê maar weer.
Ek is Rudy Stewe. Kyk daai, kyk julle daar sien, is die valf, is die klein valfietjies wat uitkom daarso. Jy sien die dam wat gebaars het of iets oorgekom het. As die water wat die pressure so klein bietjie uitgaan. Laat die dam nie pressure het nie. So daar is nie eens 'n baars op die dam.
So dit is normaal, dit is totaal normaal.
Dis normaal. En so kom daar pypietjies is. Dus jy sal daar sien, daar is klomp. Jy sien daar bo, daar is enetjie daar so. Dat so bietjie iets net die dam het glad nie. Baas of iets.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Chief Inspector Skokwani. I'm the station commander of Kitimanso Police Station. Actually, our role here is Namibian police is to come and maintain law and order. To see to it that the members who are coming to come and view the water at Nekatau Dam should not lose their lives.
In our second video from Rundu, All People's Party Secretary General Vincent Kanyetu spoke to NMH at 1 about the solidarity support for the striking ShopRite workers at Rundu.
Mr. Kanyetu, can you briefly just tell us why are you here today? Where are we and what are you doing here?
We are at Dr. Romanes Kampungu soccer field in Rundu, Kavango East. We are here in the support of the ShopRite workers. You can see at the background here. These people has been on strike since some times ago. So there are negotiations with the employer whose ShopRite is not going anywhere. So we feel from our part to come and be in solidarity with them, and we are also now have started to mobilize the community in Rundu, Kavango East, and all over Namibia, that people must come and support wherever the ShopRite workers are. And at the same time, today we are going to write letters, number of letters to the government, including the Prime Minister, the Minister of Labor, the Minister of Trade. We'll also write some letters to the police. But our plan is that we are going to give ShopRite and all others at least 14 days. From the 14th day, if ShopRite is not going down to meet the demand of the workers, so I think there's going to be a biggest strike they have never seen. And we are going to make sure that we block the ShopRite entrances. No Namibian will buy from ShopRite.
Okay.
No Kavango person will buy from ShopRite. So that's why we are here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Staying in the Kavango West region, our correspondent Kenya Kambowe spoke to Victoria Kaundu from the I'm sorry about this. Let me get this right because I do want to get the pronunciation right. Kairayira village. She shares about her struggle to sustain her family of 9. She had to hoe her mahango field by herself because she can't afford to pay for a tractor or hire a person with cattle to plow her field.
Tanya kunu mamo November December pia warika kumena pazaro kwemvura January pia kara inangisa buto tuzogendera usimbu nebuto kulo ntimanya pangezi ntimi.
Okay. Nakupa kuna nyi wao
Awe wao
kuherera tukolike kwa huko.
Kuhera tukolike kwa kungezi.
Okay.
Nikusinya kuna mungu tunya tufagana muhina.
Okay.
Kuhera ramoro wake.
Okay.
Maybe just a message to farmers who haven't started.
Likorera ngororo mora mtu sana sikwata ngombe mtu wakona kuvunda rukukutu.
Yeah.
Tokunu kopna sibe mbura kapza bareke kunu kukuroka. Tokunu rukukutu pangaza daya kutaya menengwe entereringo. Kapie na inyoka heni. Tambura itambura tudie mwakaranya uli ninke simbonde mwili mom.
Okay.
Tani ngombe na tena kaja dongo mwezi wane modare na mom yakara kuna ngwesi waka kwi.
Oh.
Naidira nyi. Grawa kwetunga kulikorera tukungororo tukungo sasi twai swifaunye. Mora mtu sa kwa tongombe ngoro to ningwendi ya wamwa kuzora moyo waifa tunye. Tozi tukukomea ngoro ngo ataka runga kwasa togwane paulo anao.
Yeah. How was it last year?
Ngoro za tunduko ngoro ngezi.
Ngoro ngezi makora kwa siku kera tukunye ruhari mutunali mine ko tukungezi. Kukuleta mnali mine.
Tanda sifura za zomvure zi ansako.
Tagweni matupu no sako ambara ngwendi ye nika kwa simhuru tunye no igira hena irorora nyapa. Ngweni kuno sako tatu tukuna gweni. No harufa hii.
Okay, and did they get seeds from government or did you have to buy?
No, nike mbuto kumpe pangero ndinya mweni.
Za nyamange tupuso otora kasinga tokaranga po open.
Nani kapea mpe mbuto?
But do they normally get seeds? Over the years, never got seeds.
Ngomvura na tinye ditira mpe nike.
Okay.
Kwa kwenye niko hapa. Lesta ikingi.
Kwa kote wali kuwapa kamura patizu.
Okay. No pand.
Our final insert today comes from Steffi Balsar of the Allgemeine Zeitung. She visited the Avis Dam this morning, which is especially popular with joggers and people walking their dogs, after it received some good inflow and filled up significantly for the first time in many years. Do take a look. And now we move on to news from the dailies. The Allgemeine Zeitung leads with a report that based on hydrology report from 2011, the water resources of the Okavango and Omaheke regions are largely interconnected. Based on this, oil production through hydraulic fracking would have massive environmental consequences. Meanwhile, reports quoted by Recon Africa, who are leading this process, seem to point to future fracking being inevitable. A trove of email communication acquired by Namibian Sun has lifted the lid on how former Justice Minister Saki Shangala and his co-accused used their positions in government to mastermind the fish rot scheme. Read more on the front page of today's Namibian Sun. Leading Republican today, besides the good news on our dams filling, lawyer Maureen de Klerk has pleaded in his affidavit leaked to the media last week, and in which he tells how the conspirators went to work in the fish rot scandal to make him a state witness. Moving on to news from inside the dailies. From inside the Namibian Sun, Hone Tlhache reports that the National Youth Service has failed to pay security guards their salaries for the past 3 months. On page 3 of the Allgemeine Zeitung, 6 suspected rhino poachers were arrested after a white rhinoceros bull was poached in the Okahanja district 10 days ago. Following the announcement of the news last Friday, the head of the Blue Rhino Task Force, Barry de Klerk, said that the animal's carcass without its horns had been found in a private game reserve a week earlier. Despite more than 3,000 active cases of COVID-19 in Namibia, the country has only 318 ventilators and 235 beds in intensive care units at its disposal. Republican reports on the details today. And on the back page of Republican, the sad news of Namibian Olympic mountain biker Michelle Foster and her family's move to New Zealand. And now we move on to the inside of today's NMH editions. Market Watch leads with the Development Bank of Namibia that has undertaken to lend money to local SMEs that require bridging capital to carry them through the low revenue earning period caused by the pandemic. On the front page of the Sport Wrap today, Jesse Kauraisa reports that the national team spirits could not be dampened by long flights and delays in COVID-19 results. And in our final segment for today, Namibian Sun's Hone Tlhache speaks to Jacob Penda, the Secretary General of Namibia Food and Allied Workers Union. Do enjoy.
Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to the first interview for NMH at 1 for 2021. May I use this opportunity to wish you a happy new year. My name is Hone Tlhache, and joining me in studio is Mr. Jacob Penda of NAFAO, who is representing the striking Shoprite Checkers workers. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, and good afternoon, listeners and viewers.
We had a situation where the High Court ruled that that Shoprite should pay workers the salaries that they are demanding. What is currently happening between the striking workers and Shoprite? What is the current state of affairs?
Yeah, thank you very much. The current status between NAFAO and Shoprite, we do having the ongoing strike that has been started on the 23 December 2020, and it is still on, and it is a legal strike whereby the workers has been negotiated with the company in terms of the wages and the condition of employment. Okay. And that resulted deadlock, and up to we follow the processes, legal processes, and until such we arrive on the strike. So regarding to the wages and condition of employment.
What are the workers demanding from Shoprite?
Yeah, since we submit the wage proposals, the demand was 600 on top of their current earning. There were transport as per the NABT rate, and there were housing allowance of 350. The workers were asking those who have been working more than 12 months to be employed on permanent, as well as also the back pay, and for them to give, and also the entrance salaries for 2,500. Those are the initial demands. However, in the processes, we has been revisit also our mandate, and for the party to see to it that they resolve the matter. And we reduce our demand to on salary. Then we put it in two sessions, whereby now we reduce the salary to 400, and we're saying the company to give the employees the transport as per the NAPTA, as well as the permanent employment back pay this year, and the employees to be paid per month. So those were the demand, and the company has been rejected that, and we are standing at between 5 and 10%. But in the processes, before we come to that, in the processes, the company has been saying no, they will give the employees, those are paid per month, they will pay them per week, no, those are paid per week, they will pay them per month. So, and also, yeah, that is what they has been, the only thing that they have been accepted. And the rest of the point that our demand, the company did not consider it. So, and as we are now here is that the union has standing at the transport allowance, the permanent employment for those who has been working more than a year and above, and also because we're saying that the increment between 5 and 10% can be accepted, based that the company has been providing the transport and the permanent employment. And then if they are not providing the permanent employment, then that could be substituted by the other benefit, which is a housing allowance. But currently now the position is for the percentages I've indicated, the transport and the permanent employment. Those are the demands. The issue of the back pay, the company agreed they will give the back pay from the 1st of July 2020.
Okay. How many workers are currently affected by this, or how many are participating in the strike?
Yeah, the employees, those has been participating in the strike. You know, Shoprite is having a total workforce of 4,600 employees. And the majority of them has been voted in favor of the strike, and the majority of that number has been joining the strike. However, in the processes, some of the workers has been intimidated by the company, sending SMS or letters to individual or calling individual to abandon the strike, and they threat them also that if they did not join if they are not abandon the strike, then they will be dismissed. So some has been give up in terms of the intimidation or threat. They give up, and some they continue exercising their right. They just give up based on the threat or lack of information, but you know, some they decided not to go in strike, and that is illegal. It is allowed. If somebody doesn't want to join in the strike, they can continue working. So as we are talking, the majority of the employees are on a legal strike.
Is the union working together with AR, and what is the union making of AR's involvement in the strike?
Yeah, thank you very much. The ER is a different institution from NAFAO and is not a part of NAFAO. They support the striking employees on their own, and NAFAO is dealing with the striking, the strike as we has been initiated, and we did it within our parameters, the Constitution of the Union. So the ERs, they just supporting their family members, their wife, their husband, or their relatives. So as we call all the Namibian people to support the workers of Shoprite during this strike, and also we call all the Namibian people to consume or boycott buying Shoprite product. So and whoever the Namibian they are welcome to support their brothers and sisters, those who are on the rigor strike, and as long as they just do it on their own, they are not doing it with NAFAO, or but they support the Namibian people that are suffering in the hands of Shoprite. So I do also find out that there are other, whether it's a political party or individual, they support they support NAFAO and its members during this strike by calling, by having a press statement, or do any other activities. So yes, they can do things on their own, because all of us, we are Namibian, and we are supporting these people to getting better wages and condition of employment, to free them on slavery salaries or condition of employment.
And then the last question, very briefly, what is the way forward now? What is the union going to be doing from here until and what is expected to happen now between Shoprite and the union?
Yeah, currently we engaging Shoprite so that Shoprite so that the two parties can conclude this strike. We cannot allow this strike to continue, and our call as a union is that we will not give in, especially the transport or the permanent employment. If the permanent employment can be substituted with housing allowance, these are issues that we cannot compromise at all, and the workers saying enough is enough. The way forward is to put more pressure to Shoprite. We has been already in consultation to finalize, to make sure that this strike will be concluded this week. So the workers should be patient. We are busy, we are working hard, and we will make sure that the strike will be concluded by this week. If not, Shoprite must pack and go. And that is the message. And I wanted also to informing the workers of Shoprite, even those who are working now and those who are on the strike. Those who are on the strike, comrades and colleagues, you must not give up. We have been seeing Shoprite send a document today to threaten the workers, those who are on the strike. And I do having a document with me here that employs to sign that they are abandoning the strike that they were organized by NAFAO, and that in the future they will not participate in any strike, and if they will participate in the strike, it will lead to their dismissal. This is a highest, this have to be condemned by all Namibians at the strongest manner, because we cannot allow our people to be intimidated to abandon their right in terms of the Namibian Constitution, Article 21, that make a provision for workers to belong to a trade union or any political parties. But now here, Shoprite feel the pressure for the workers, those who went on the strike, and now issue the letter that needs to be signed by employees as from today. Workers, you must not sign this document. We are there for you, and we will make sure that everything we done in your favor. So therefore, Shoprite has been there exploiting you, and they never give you any benefits. So these letters that was sent or will reach you, don't sign it. Even those who are at work, you put your right decision or your democratic right at risk, whereby if you sign this document and you will exercise your right, this document saying it will lead to your dismissal. Therefore, all Namibian people, they must not sign, the Namibian workers of ShopRite, they must not sign this document. And we call all Namibian people to boycott buying in ShopRite, not to enter in any store of ShopRite, not to enter in USave, not to enter in ShopRite checkers. We must put pressure together as a Namibian. So this must be a message to any investors or Namibian companies that if workers saying no is no, and we must find a way how we will agree or the company give benefit or increases to their workers. ShopRite, since the establishment of ShopRite, they cannot now tell us is because of COVID of last year. No. What they have been done over the past 20 or 30 years, nothing. They did not give any benefit. Today, up to today, they are paying their employees a salary of $310.40 per week. What do you use this one? And we cannot continue allowing our Namibian people to be exploited in such a way. Enough is enough.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.
Thank you and welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our show. I've been your host, Priska Agnolo, live for NMH at 1. And while I'm signing off today, do stay tuned to the weather and enjoy the promised showers. Until tomorrow, goodbye.